We are getting restfully rich in 2026. Let's be so for real. If you're new here, hi. My name is Alyssa Simpson, and I am a mindset and manifestation mentor. And recently, and by recently, I mean like the past 6 months or so, it has been my privilege, my honor, my desire, my passion to help women truly start to restfully receive. Because here's what I'm noticing. Women are so caught up in, well, how can I provide for my family? How can I bring something to the table? How can I have independence? Blah, 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 blah. And we were going to get to all that. But first, the message that I need you to hear loud and clear is the whole phrase that money can't buy you happiness was created to keep you stuck and stagnant. That whole sentence and ideology was created so that you would never desire more, so that you wouldn't turn into some greedy asshole. Money does buy happiness in the form of freedom, in the form of independence, in the form of having the ability to buy and purchase beneficial things for you. You have access to better food, better water, better healthcare, better mentors, better investments, better vehicles, better homes, better clothes. All of these things you get access to when you have money. So sure, money itself won't necessarily make you happy, but it allows you to be happy through the power of trading items with said money. Do you know what I mean? And of course, there's so much conditioning around money, specifically around becoming rich and wealthy. And 2026 is the year that we stop fucking apologizing for wanting to become rich and wealthy, for desiring riches and luxuries and pleasure. We didn't come here to suffer. We didn't come here to suffer. And if you are someone who is suffering, whether you are burnt the fuck out and can't get out of burnout and you can't even learn how to relax, you have a hard time even setting down for 10 fucking minutes. Hello, I'm also recovering from that myself, which is another reason why I created Restfully Rich. But you deserve to be supported fully. You deserve to be wealthy and living in actual overflow, not just writing it down on a cute little affirmation card, but then busting your fucking ass week after week after week, whether you work for someone else or you work for yourself. It doesn't matter how or what you do for work. What matters is the level of energy that you're putting into it, because if you are a woman and you are working, chances are you are operating way too fucking hard and you're masculine. And maybe you're someone who's watching this and you're like, but I have received my 6 figures, my 7 figures, my whatever goal number is. Great, awesome, that's so incredible. But how much white space is on your calendar? What does your credit score look like? How much debt do you have? When was the last time you had actual me time that didn't revolve you constantly thinking about ways to shift and turn and twist and bring your business even further along? When was the last time you got to enjoy a meal without having your phone right next to you and having people having such constant access to you? That is burnout. And coming from someone who is a burnout recovering person myself, I don't want to call myself a recovery burnout addict because I was never addicted to it. It just was the only way that I thought I had to be in order to receive massive amounts of wealth. But that's, surprise, not the fucking truth. But this is coming from someone who also let people have way too much goddamn access to me, who let people be able to reach me at all hours of the day, all hours of the night. Like I was glued to my fucking phone. And nothing says burnout like being glued to your phone. Let's be so for real right now. And when I first started working with a functional medicine practitioner, all of my test results, she was like, you are chronically stressed. It's like, no, I don't feel stressed. And she was like, okay, well, walk me through your day, walk me through your week. And when I did, she was like, you're telling me right now you're not chronically stressed? And I was like, I guess you're right. So even if you don't feel it, your body carries it. Your body carries it. Your body is trying to communicate with you, whether it's, for me, it was psoriasis, heartburn like a motherfucker, horrible gut issues, very thin and brittle nails. My sleep was always disrupted. My cravings were kind of weird. Weird in the sense of it wasn't like my normal, oh, I'm craving something salty because I need sodium. I'm craving something sweet because I need a little bit of magnesium. It was wild, way out of bounds. My body was literally signaling to me bitch, we are stressed. I was 60 pounds heavier than I am now. And if you're new here, I've told y'all that I am 60 pounds lighter than I was my pre-pregnancy weight 10 months ago. Because when I decided, like, dude, after I gave birth, I was like, you can't tell me a fucking thing. Like, you can't tell me anything. Like, I just brought a soul into the world. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Like, I was already pretty confident before that, but like that just pushed me over the edge, and it allowed me to see how much true energetic weight I was carrying, and like physical weight that I was carrying, that I was like, this is not, like, this is actually literally and figuratively weighing me down. I didn't diet, I didn't exercise, and the weight literally melted off because I made the energetic shifts needed in order to release that. Now, I'm also coming off of a little bit of a high from being on television, doing TV segments now, in case you haven't heard, doing speaking events, doing corporate office speaking, doing retreat speaking, doing all kinds of speaking, because my throat chakra is healed as fuck. And people have got to hear the message, and I'm done performing for the algorithm like a monkey. We're getting off of the algorithm, but I'm still going to be here. Like I've told y'all every video, like I'm still here. We're still going to be doing this, but no more thinking about content. I'm going to record when I feel called to and post when I feel called to post it. Okay. And I'm coming off of this high, right? Like I'm still like, it hasn't, well, it's been 24 hours now. It's been almost 36 hours. And I am still like exhausted, if I'm being totally honest, because of how much energy I put into my little 5 minutes of being on television, like the lead up to it, the whole like being amped up and excited and all these things. And even like the outpour from friends and family and colleagues and peers and people I haven't spoken to in decades, reaching out and telling me how awesome it was and how great it was and how proud of me they are, and how, you know, how natural I am on TV, like all these really great, incredible, like outpour, right? It takes a toll on you, but not in a bad way. Like I'm exhausted, but not like, holy shit, your girl's about to crash out. I'm just like, ooh, I can't wait for tomorrow. Like tomorrow is family day for my family, and my phone's gonna stay off, turning it off. Don't wanna look at it, get out of my sight. But what I'm saying about this is something that like dawned on me as I'm getting all of this like praise for, you know, being on television and doing what I say I'm going to do, which is very on brand for me. I always do what I say I'm going to do, and I always bring to fruition what I say I'm going to bring to fruition. And in saying that, I was like, you know what? I am someone who always gets what I want. And if hearing that triggered you just now, please listen. Because that isn't a bad thing. That's not a bratty thing. That's not a cocky thing. That is when you align your fucking energy in the way that it needs to be aligned, and you start listening to your intuition and all those intuitive downloads, and you honor your own natural cycle, which if you're a woman, I guarantee you that you're not, because it took me 28 years to learn what my cycle was and how I could like implement it into my life and like actually move within my cycle, and learning my own type of energy and like all of these things. When I started to do all of that, everything started to unfold for me relatively quick, right? I live in my dream home. I drive my dream car. I have my dream job. I work with dream clients. I get to do things that I've always dreamed of, like speaking events, being on television, having a podcast. I get invited to things. I have opportunities come and fall in my lap, and I married the man of my dreams. I got pregnant relatively quick. I had a son that I knew I was going to have. Like, not that I like really want a son, but like I knew, I felt it, like it was true, because I'm so connected to my intuition and all of my desires and with my highest self. And that is why all the things that I've ever desired come to fruition. Always. Being able to become restfully rich has always been a desire of mine, and I've brought it to fruition. And now that I have the framework, right? Because I'm not going to ever teach something and coach on something and show others unless I can truly say like, done it, walked through it, received it myself. Because here's the thing about me. I have to be able to say that like I've done it and achieved it in order to like help you get there in some way, shape, or form, especially when we're talking about undoing so much that the entrepreneurial business world has done to us, because it's coming from a masculine energy by saying that you have to do X, Y, and Z in order to see success. And I was like, that's bullshit. I know it is, but let me try it for myself first, right? Like, because I do have some crazy things that like, you ask the people who are close to me and they're like, oh, here goes Alyssa again, you know, but this was one of those things that like, I needed to be my own test subject, and I was, and I am, and I did it, and here we are. And now I'm blending that plus my ability to coach and teach and mentor women to stay in their power, number one, because we don't do cookie cutter around here. I do not do copy and paste. How I mentor one woman is not how the same as I mentor another. And I also know that I can't mentor everybody. That's why Restfully Rich is such an intimate container, and it is only allowed to a very select type of woman. If you're interested, the link is in the show notes for you to apply, and you and I can chat further. There's such a detailed application. So even if you're filling it out and you're like, oh my God, like she's asking a whole lot of questions, there's a reason for that, because I want to make sure that the energy in this container is a certain level. Not to say that you may or may not have that energy, but like I have to know like your dedication to actually becoming restfully rich, and not just like, oh, this sounds really cool and awesome, and that'd be nice to sit on my ass and receive money. That's not the vibe either. So there's a reason for it. But anyways, I know how to unlock people's power within themselves so that they can actually start to restfully become rich as fuck. Okay. I also know that some people are very chronically tied to, like, they don't feel worthy unless they have like a full as fuck to-do list. And that's not necessarily the vibe I'm going for either. I want you to be willing to know that about yourself. And also like, I'm also willing to change this about myself too, because that is a learned trait. That is not a gifted one, or like a part of your actual like DNA and makeup. If I'm being totally honest, that is something that you learned over time. Oftentimes it's to protect you from something. Oftentimes it stems from a limiting belief. But that's for a whole nother conversation. And the reason why becoming restfully rich is so important, especially for women, because number one, it honors our actual lunar cycle, our 28-day lunar cycle. And in case you didn't know, we operate in a solar cycle, a 24-hour cycle, because that is how men's hormones are. Women's are different. So we look at all these women who are trying to become business owners, and yeah, they might be killing it in business, but their home life is shit. Their relationship with their kids is shit. Their relationship with themselves is shit. They can't even remember the last time they had like 20 minutes to just exist as who they are without the mom hat, the wife hat, the business owner hat, right? That's like, or they are killing it at home, but they don't have a fucking nickel to show for anything, right? Like if, God forbid, something financially happened to them that made them release, I was going to say lose. We don't ever lose anything. It always comes back to us. Release something unexpectedly. And they would be like, fuck, I don't know what to do, because they don't have like the financial hygiene that they desire to have, you know, but they can't sacrifice time with their kids in order to build a business. Like there's a beautiful fucking balance. I am living, breathing proof of that. But the reality is that I had to get very clear on a lot of different things that I'm including inside of Restfully Rich, that made sense for me, right? Like I didn't build Restfully Rich with the framework that this only works for Alyssa and that's it. I fucking hate coaching containers like that, by the way. Fucking hate it. Fucking hate it. Even in art class, they don't teach you how to paint exactly like them. You go to an art night, what is it? Painting with a twist, where there's like alcohol and you get to paint and shit, and you look at everyone's painting and it's all different but the same. That's how coaching should be. Like it's all different but the same, you know? Like the same is we're all becoming restfully rich, but we're doing it in all different ways, but with the same umbrella. Do you know what I mean? If I'm making any sense. This your girl is exhausted, so these words might be words or wording. The point of this is to let you know that 2026, because we are in a 1 year, because we are in a year of really implementing what the next 9 years are going to look like, this is the year for you to get serious about desiring to become living in overflow. Because you can live in overflow, but is there burnout attached to it? Is there conditioning attached to it? Are you doing it by literally hanging on by a fucking thread? Because money, the wealthiest, most abundant people in our lifetime and in our world, they aren't burning the candle at both ends. They are not. They are not. I have worked with some clients who are 7-figure earners, and literally when they work with me, they start to receive more money. Yes, of course, that's always normally a byproduct, but they receive so much more in their life. Life becomes rich. Their day-to-day becomes rich. Because yes, money can buy happiness, but does money buy fulfillment? Does money buy alignment? Does money buy self-confidence? Does money buy an actual loving relationship with the people in your lives and with yourself? That's where the inner work comes in. If someone knocked on your door in the next 5 minutes with a check for whatever desired amount of money you want, what would change in your life? Not what would you buy, not what trip would you take, not what debt you'd pay off. What would change about you? And if that question is a little hard to answer, or if it's a very obvious answer, then I think you should be filling out an application for Restfully Rich. For real, for real. It's a 4-month container. This is the first time I'm ever running it, so the price will never be this low again. Even if you want to apply just to chat questions, let's do that too. I am opening up a very, very select few new private one-on-one containers. And when you become a private client, you automatically get access to Restfully Rich. So fucking bonus there. Make sure that you are commenting one-on-one, 1:1. And I will come and chat with you about how to inquire about working privately with me, because it is a secret. Don't tell anybody. Okay? I'm gonna go rest. I'm throwing my phone off a fucking cliff. Just kidding. I'm gonna turn it off and put it in my room. And I'm gonna go eat some fucking dinner with my fam. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.